Towards New Canaan, you see very heavy rainfall right up along the Merritt Parkway right now, heading, let's say, around exit 32 or 33. And look at this. You can see, again, the cloud structure here, very ominous. This is that line of storms pulling on through. Also possible is a closer to the coast storm system on Thursday, which would bring a major snowstorm here, but nothing is set in stone. It is the very early days of tracking our Thursday storm system. And you do notice this little kind of bowing segment that we call, this could be a push of wind heading towards Interstate 684. So you will need the jackets. But again, it's this time of the year where you can shed the layers very quickly throughout the day. If you're planning on going to Jamaica, probably would reschedule those plans because Beryl will make a very close approach, if not a landfall.
Down here, it's 34 degrees and it's rain.
And you know, that's an annual tradition here in Southern
That's
Connecticut,
right.
where we have that rain snow line, we have that battleground where some folks waking up to rain saying, hey, where's the snow? And other folks saying, hey, it's a winter wonderland. I'll tell you, it's going to be a lot easier to get out of bed on Friday than it was on Thursday. Do you have your sunglasses in the car?
I do, because I listen to you, Radek.
Ah, there you go. One more pool day. How about 2 more pool days? We'll do it. A Sunday, 80 degrees. Even see somebody there with emergency blinkers on, so things are definitely getting tricky. And I'd even argue some of these cars are moving too fast for the conditions. And all this lightning as well. This is dangerous stuff here. You don't want to be out, especially if you're taking the kids out to the bus stop. You might want to delay things here because it's, look at this, 1783. I mean, we're talking about like Revolutionary War stuff here. 1737 and 1884, and then today, a 4.8. So that's some impressive stats. Outside, you're like, yes, all right. We're talking about sunshine. It's a 26-degree drop in just 1 hour. That's almost like someone just opening up the refrigerator door. And here we go. So it'll be those big wet snowflakes. So the ground will probably be wet in many spots, but grassy surfaces, certainly they will be white. I-287 corridor. We've been warning you last couple hours with 287 there being one of the focal points here for that flash flooding. The gloves, you want the jackets, heavy jackets at that. So the kids at the bus stop, they certainly will need that. You know, anybody in the Tampa area, Orlando, Central, West Central Florida, make sure to give them a call. Let them know this is coming their way. Marissa, this right here, you're supposed to see blue skies mixed with clouds.
That's not blue.
Exactly. No. You're not seeing that there. Up tomorrow, you could do it, but it's just going to be a lot harder because the snow will harden up and it's going to be very, very cold, and it's just going to be more tough to remove that snowfall as opposed if you do it right away. Here in Connecticut, we're going to be having some high clouds. Now, don't worry, these clouds will be at the level of where planes fly. So it's not going to be any low clouds to block it in full. Major Hurricane Milton here, and this is really an impressive storm system. I mean, this is a textbook eye.
That's a wet day out there today, huh?
Yeah, wet and stormy at that. It was a loud morning for some.
Sure was. Getting run out of bed, that's for sure.
Yes, it's Mother Nature's alarm clock, as I call it. Very similar memories, I think, and I can attest here. These lights here in Norwalk in our studio, they were shaken away. As we're dropping below freezing, we're going to be noticing those roads becoming snow-covered. Not just wet, not just slushy, but snow-covered. Need some extra time to scrape the windshield. I had to do that this morning. On April 26th, well, so be it, right? Seeing our first thunderstorm here around Cove Island Park as you get to the rest area on 95, Darien, up towards Sherwood Island State Park. We're going to be seeing, again, the next little bit of these storms moving through. Southbound lanes of the Taconic State Parkway are closed because of flooding. This is just one example.
Well, let's get a check of the weather. Radek Przygodzki is here with our forecast. Radek.
Well, good evening. Yeah, we're definitely talking about a busy day on Wednesday. A lot to get to here, so let's start off with our impacts and heavy rainfall, gusty winds. That is what you have to prepare for, especially later into the day on Wednesday. But as you're waking up, you need the rain gear, absolutely. The roadways, yeah, there'll be some big puddles on the roadways getting into Wednesday afternoon and evening. A wind advisory in effect with a high wind warning for southern New Haven County. This is for winds gusting over 50 miles per hour, in some cases maybe closer to 60 miles per hour. That's going to definitely cause some scattered power outages, and we're going to be looking at a flood watch for Litchfield County. There could be some streams and rivers that rise very quickly as we get a lot of rainfall in a short period of time. So talk about putting a dent in the drought. This is really going to do it, but this is almost too much of a good thing because we have a lot of rain coming in at the same time, and even a squall line. You do see it right here, well defined on our modeling, and that gives us a pretty good confidence that late afternoon there'll be a line that produces very heavy rainfall and strong to damaging winds. And after all is said and done, about 9-10 p.m., there may even be a few snowflakes breaking out in the Litchfield Hills. because we got some really dry and cold air starting to push on in, and it's windy and feels like midwinter by Thursday morning. So quite the roller coaster ride on the way. Buckle up. Here we go with the rainfall amounts. Locally, we could be seeing maybe upwards of 3 or 4 inches of rain. That's where my flash flooding concern is, but definitely a widespread 1 to 3 inches of that rainfall is likely. And here's those winds. Here we go. Around lunchtime, it's already gusting 40 to 50 miles per hour. There it is, the height of the storm system, if you will. By mid-afternoon on Wednesday, winds gusting upwards of 55 miles per hour. And then it's kind of a calm after the storm with those winds lightening up before they pick up again 30, 35 miles per hour into Thursday. So not as damaging, of course, but that will add a wind chill factor. So you got to dress for 20s on Thursday, still feeling like winter on Friday, and then back to average for the weekend with a mixture of sunshine and clouds.